Hey there YouTube, Love to Boat 92 here. Cyber Monday I bought a Timberpro 62cc chainsaw. It has a 20-inch bar, two extra chains, and I am planning on possibly buying another bar for it with a longer chain. So I'm thinking somewhere around a 24-inch bar. And the reason I got the saw is I have cut down quite a few trees in the past year or so, and so this is one pile, all maple, and I'm thinking of using that chainsaw to mill lumber with. So I have this whole big pile, and then there's a few little logs in there, possibly. And then, let me think here. There's one, possibly, there's one, a few in there maybe. This one, all of these. And I mean, they just go for quite a while. And that's about a 24-inch log. So if you cut one side off of it and then cut another, there's a chance I will probably be able to mill that with lumber. So there's all of those. And then these are all ash. These lighter colored ones here are all pine. This is all ash. There's a few pieces of pine up there. This is all ash. So a lot of these could be milled. This is maple, and that's a big one there, but again, it's only 2 or 3 feet long. I also have some cherry, a couple cherry logs. I would probably not mill this top one, but the bottom two would probably be okay for milling. I actually did found a glass bottle in the end of this one right here. And let me think here. Yeah, there's a few more big monster maples here that I could also mill up. So to be honest with you guys, I would hate to just cut all this up for firewood, and I would rather just use lumber from the property that I could use it all for all sorts of other things. So that's kind of what's prompted me to buy a more powerful chainsaw to do this, because on the forums that I've read online, they say to absolutely get the most powerful chainsaw that you can afford. And it's tough for me to justify a Husqvarna saw similar in cc's to the Timberpro that I got. It was anywhere from 510 to 550. And if I remember correctly, the steel chainsaw with the closest cc's that I could find to the Timberpro, which is a 62, it was 769 to 800, I think, somewhere in there. And it's tough for me to justify spending that amount of money on a chainsaw. Yeah, it'd be great to have, but I'm not there yet. I don't really need it just yet. I will have to be making a mill for this. I'm planning on building it out of just some bed frames. I have threaded rod. I'd need some sprocket, a chain, and I pretty much have everything else. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. I don't know how good it's going to go. It may work good, it may not. I also want to put a cordless drill on the winch. I want to mount a winch to this too, so I'm not sitting there having to push or crank or this and that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for that. I have so much wood here. It's not worth me cutting it up for firewood. And I mean, we could use the lumber. The lumber is so darn expensive. You know, a retail board foot of oak is like $2.50, $3, maybe even $3.50 or more. So, you know, when you start buying lumber, it adds up really quick. And if I could just mill it myself, that's great. I'm thrilled with that. I would love that. And plus, the wood came from the property here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this. I mean, this log pile, from that end to right there, it's over 30 feet long and about shoulder width high, conservatively. So I mean, there's a lot of wood here. There's probably 20 cords, I don't know, maybe more. The logs are cut about 5 feet to 7 feet long, because our cart is the trailer that I used to bring all this wood over with. It is only about 6 feet in length. So obviously I didn't want to have too much hanging out the back whenever I brought him over. And I will also have to build a set of heavy-duty sawhorses. I've seen lots of people milling the lumber on the ground, and that is horribly uncomfortable, and I'm not doing this on my knees. I moved every one of these logs with that crane, so I know the crane will pick it up and it will set it on I want to use a pair of sawhorses to mill the lumber on, but I have a funny feeling I'm probably going to have to make a pair out of some 4x4s or something really substantial to hold these logs, because some of these logs I'm sure weigh 800 pounds, maybe even more. So I will have to buy the chainsaw's already bought. I will have to buy another bar. I will have to buy another chain. I will have to make the mill. And then I will also have to build a pair of sawhorses. And then other than that, and a winch for the mill, that's pretty much it. I may build a test mill first and then figure out all the problems with that I'd have, and then build a second one. And you know, the first one's a trial run, a test, and the second one is finally the mill that you're going to be using, that I want to be using. I may also get another chain for my Chinese saw, my 45cc one that I have already, and I may try milling some of the small logs with that. I will have to also buy another chain for that and another mill, because I'm planning on just using one mill for one chainsaw. I don't really want to make it fit another saw, because you know, when you make something do a bunch of things, it'll do them but not as well as one specialized tool. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking for this. There's probably close to 40 logs here that I could mill, and I don't know how many board footage or board feet it's going to be, but I mean, there's some giant ones in here. I mean, this one here, I think this is the biggest. Actually, this is the biggest down here. That's the crotch of a maple tree, and I know the outside looks pretty bad, but I will probably peel off all the bark whenever I go to mill these. And actually, how I'd really like to mill it, I'd like to make one cut here, slab that off, turn the log 90 degrees so the bar tip is now cutting in this area and you're cutting this way now. I want to do that because this log, a lot of these maple logs, like this one, hi Molly, these, this, that one over there, this one, those ones were all underwater. So I'm sure there's dirt that has worked its way through the bark here. So I'm cutting, if I did that, cut this one off, I'm now cutting clean wood, basically. A clean piece of log that I know the chain won't get dull so quickly. So yeah, this is the plans. I mean, there's so many logs here, and a lot of these, this one here is obviously bad, and this one's okay, that one's okay, and they're about 6 feet long. So that's about all I have to say for this. I wanted to thank you guys for watching. My channel's growing quite a bit, a little more rapidly now. I'm actually kind of surprised. So thank you guys who have subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.